What is rape culture? The answer depends on who you ask. Some will tell you that rape culture is a myth, and others will show and tell you just how real rape culture is. Wikipedia defines rape culture as when a society or environment shows attitudes that normalize or trivialize sexual assault and abuse. I want to take this time to explain to you why rape culture is real and how important it is to our society to end rape culture. When outlined with the statistics and explaining the effects of rape culture and its victims, I believe we all can accept the reality of rape culture and stand up for change. By simply accepting that rape culture is not a myth, you will help bring healing and compassion to its victims of sexual assault and abuse. Over the next few minutes, I will give you a small preview of what rape culture is and how damaging its effects have on our society. I will review the research surrounding rape culture and what actions you yourself can take to finally end rape culture. The problem with rape culture is that it sets a dangerous precedent that overlooks the victims, denies their accusations, and excuses many forms of harassments and assault. Vox.com published an article in 2014 titled, "Rape Culture Isn't a Myth, It's Real and It's Dangerous." They noted that the injustices surrounding rape culture go further than the rape itself. Rape culture has created a societal norm and allowed institutions to protect accused rapists. As a result, victims are shamed and expected to make changes to their appearance to prevent sexual assault and harassment. Victims are often asked to change their behavior rather than the rapist changing theirs. This is rape culture. Rape culture has so many levels and components to it. Unfortunately, the issue is not a black and white issue. There are many gray areas to rape culture. If we bring awareness to rape culture, we can promote the change. There is not one cause to rape culture, but by understanding some common causes of rape culture, you will develop a better understanding. Marshall University's website has posted to their site key issues of rape culture to help bring awareness, and some common causes of rape culture are listed on their site. First one is victim blaming. For example, making statements such as, "She asked for it." Number 2 is trivializing sexual assault. We have all heard the phrase, "boys will be boys." Tolerance of sexual harassment is number 3. If you feel uncomfortable by what someone is saying to you or the body language they are using, it's okay to speak up. It is also okay to advocate for others when you see these situations. Publicly scrutinizing a victim is number 4. It's by how they dress, their mental state, motives, and using their history against them. Let's take the problem away from the victim and focus on the assailant. The effects of promoting a rape culture society are limitless. Just imagine being a victim and feeling too ashamed to report it, worried what others will think of you. This is where blame becomes shifted again to the victim. The reality is, by shifting the blame, we are creating disastrous effects on mental health and not creating a safe environment for our victims. Vox.com article, "Rape Culture Isn't a Myth," reported statistics regarding sexual assault in the military. These statistics were astounding. In 2012, there were over 25,000 sexual assaults in the military. Of those assaults, under 5,000 were believed to be reported. I believe rape culture has given this the reason why people don't report. RAINN.org lists the effects of sexual assault as being number 1, depression, being the most common side effect of a victim of sexual assault. Number 2 is flashbacks. That's anything with intrusive thoughts, overthinking things. And number 3, PTSD. RAINN states after a traumatic event, it is common for victims to display symptoms related to PTSD, such as anxiety and stress and fear. A lot of these people cannot cope with daily life. There is no magic solution to ending rape culture. I just want to help change people's opinions of rape culture. By opening our minds, speaking up, and listening to facts, we will create a less tolerable attitude. You can search rape culture online and find a ton of organization and resources. However, I want to leave you with a few. Together, we can be a part of the solution. The first one is RAIN.org. It's a national sexual assault organization. They offer 24/7 toll-free hotline offering support and resource to victims. If you don't feel comfortable speaking with someone on the phone, they have chat options as well. Please become familiar with this site, because if you don't become a victim of sexual assault, you will know someone in a lifetime that possibly will. Another good source is marshall.edu. They have a great article that will help you become more familiar with rape culture. And things you can do to end rape culture is bring awareness and challenge victim blaming statements. When we use our voices to protest, we can help bring an impactful change. Another positive site is changerapeculture.org. That is a movement created by survivors. They help highlight survivors' stories, encourage people to listen, and demand change. Through protest, community awareness, and holding conferences, their mission is to make an impactful change for survivors. In conclusion, I have only given you a small look into the complicated world of rape culture. I've explained to you what rape culture means and its lifelong effects. The purpose of my speech was not to trigger emotions. I wanted to highlight some of the problems with rape culture and how we can demand change through our actions. Rape culture is near and dear to my heart, and I ask you to take away from this speech a few important things. Stop and listen before making a judgment. Do not rush to conclusion about rape culture, and listen to survivors' stories with an open heart. You'll learn a lot from your survivors. If they're speaking up, they've reached the courage to do so, and that means they're healing. Just take the time and give them that time and listen. When necessary, a form of tolerance is not showing any action. So if we're just sitting back and staying quiet, we are tolerant. Let's no longer sit back. Let's take action together. Let's be an advocate for others. Let's use our voices where others may not use theirs. Standing up to rape culture is a pretty positive thing, but it takes guts, and you may lose some friends as a result. Thank you.